What's going on? It's Tuba Billy. So, the Miss Netherlands pageant crowned a dude as Miss Netherlands. Okay. Why for decades have women been, so adamant and passionate about, getting, equal rights, getting the votes for women, getting equal pay for women, getting, we've got gender-specific bathrooms just for women. And now, all of a sudden, we've got men that are dominating in these women's sports. Well, beauty pageants aren't sports, but these competitions. And how do the real women feel about that? Well, a lot of them are pretty ticked off. Like Riley Gaines is one that's been really outspoken, especially about the Leah Thomas thing, which I think Leah's, I don't remember his first name, because that's all everybody says is Leah. But anyway, he's a guy who dressed as a girl to win in the women's swimming, collegiate he also got to change in the women's locker room, get completely naked, expose himself to all these other women. Yeah, but it's funny. I use the word funny, but it's not funny, haha. It's funny as in just, I don't know, not funny. You hear about these men wanting to be women and wanting access to women's locker rooms, women's bathrooms, women's sports. You hear it less so about women wanting into men's locker rooms and bathrooms and men's sports, right? And there's a few, but the overall attitude, especially from conservative-minded people, is that the men in the women's locker room pose a more dangerous threat than women in the men's locker room. Why do you think that is? And why do you think that these trans activists are so hell-bent on getting men in women's locker rooms? Well, ooh, there's a motorcycle with a sidecar for sale. Sorry, squirrel moment. That would be nice for my kids to ride in. Anyway, and for some, now I'm definitely not saying this for all, but for some, it's a fetish. All right, some of them, they get this sexualized fantasy of getting naked with other women, or being in the women's only area. It's naughty to them, so they have to do it. And if they can quote unquote identify as a woman when the entire credentials of being a woman is to say I'm a woman, even if you've got a beard, that's all they have to do. That's all. That's it. I mean, I'm not saying more power to them, but gosh, if it were that easy to get something, I think a lot more people would do it. If it were morally right and just and true. But it's not. But this Miss Netherlands thing, I mean, look at a picture of the side by side of the one who was crowned Miss Netherlands, the guy, and the second place, the runner-up. You can tell. Oh, it's whoa, blaringly obvious. Yo, okie that one of them is a guy. One of them's not even pretty. The other woman's gorgeous, at least from, you know, the face shot that we get. But it's a beauty pageant, is it not? And they're gonna be saying, oh, he is, oh, sorry, she, they'll say she, but it's really he is so brave. No, you are not, you sick pervert. You are not brave. You are not beautiful. You are mentally deficient. You have a mental disorder that makes you, who in every way, shape, and form, down to every fiber of your being, is a male. You want to claim you're a female so that you can take away the opportunities from actual biological females. Again, not saying that's all, but there's some. I've also seen a thing where a lot of trans, what's the trans women? So those are men transitioning to women, right? Dudes who want to be chicks, to put it, you know, bluntly. Males who want to be female, injecting themselves with this concoction of chemicals that causes a reaction for them to lactate a substance like a woman. And they want to chest feed these kids. Well, what is coming out of them is not milk. It's not it's chemicals. It's disgusting, and they are getting a sick fetish out of doing this with kids, with babies, with infants. There's one that shared a picture, I think on either on Instagram or something like that, of him chest feeding an infant. Well, you scroll back a little bit, there's other pictures of him with nipple clamps and things like that. It's a fetish, and society and the government is feeding into this. And meanwhile, they say that Sound of Freedom is QAnon conspiracies. There's no child trafficking. Nobody's out to get your kids. And you have Pride Parade goers saying, we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. San Francisco Gay Men's Choir 2 years ago did a virtual sing, or they're all, you know, all their faces on the screen and whatnot, saying they were coming for our children. No, they said that was all in it was a joke. But evidence shows otherwise. It is a sick, sick world. And in the biblical sense, what Christ himself said, that it would be better for you that harms one of these little ones, my children, it'd be better for you to have a millstone hanged about your neck and drowned in the depths of the sea. That'd be a better justice for you than what's actually coming. And if, well, I better preface, this is not a threat, but if anyone ever does anything to my kids, my personal children, or heck, even any of the kids that I work with, that I care about, it would be better for you. It'd be more merciful for you to have a millstone hung about your neck than tossed off the bridge in the middle of the ocean. Anyway, please be excellent to each other. Stay away from our kids. Tuba Billy signing out. God be with you till we meet again.